Hi everybody, welcome back to SevTech Ages, episode 49 with me, Sid. And when we last left off, I'd said we did well, let me just move these out of the way a second. So we created a new section of the base up above us, and I also created this to automate the production of glass panes because they're a complete pain in the backside. And currently this is smelting copper ingots. Well, it's currently cooking all of my copper, every last bit of it, and running it as blocks now, as ingots. Now I will probably, and if someone hasn't suggested this one, I'd be very surprised anyway, but I will probably change this out for blocks at some point, and put another one of these in over here so we can run blocks rather than ingots. But yeah, that works. Now we did make up here, we did make an area, a new build area, and I've changed it a little bit, but that'll come back to this. So this is the large, for want of a better word, a large format area where we're going to put a lot of the heavy industrial stuff in. Now what I have done, I've taken out the crafting benches here, and I've put some glowstone chisel blocks in there. There we go, and one there. And this is space for putting in some crucibles, stoked crucibles, and a stoked kiln. And I think that will go in here. Now, I did spend an awful lot of time and effort and faffing around doing this, and I really don't need to do it, because when I created that particular thing, how do I put this? What have we got in there? Nothing. We didn't have bucket technology, or rather we didn't have bucket let's move source blocks technology, which of course we do now. I've got a feel, oh yeah, we've still got the F7 on. So if we were to go and just come out here a little bit, if I can get myself around, I probably need my glove of getting around. Okay, there we go. Then we should be in a position to snag that water source, maybe, if I'm very lucky. Hang on, hop, nope, hop, come on. There we go. That will do the trick. And we can basically pop that in there. We can pop a bit of... This is going to be more awkward, but... Ow. There we go. Excessive, but it works. And we'll pop that out. Pop that out there. And we shall just pop a little bit of that in there. And yeah, that's all nice and done. I see you down there. Don't think I don't. I can see them. Them piranhas, you don't see them for ages. And then all of a sudden, whole load of them at once. One there. Who seems to be... Has he moved? I think he may have moved. There's one though. Yeah. That'll teach him to mess with me. Anyway, so that was the initial problem, if you like, of... where is that other piranha? I know there was one out there. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Shoo. We have got a number of things we need to do. First things first, I need to craft something, which is the Tier 3 ore prospector, which I've done the wrong way around. So that was what was actually blocking these. We still need to do a platinum ore because we've not found any more, but There's a whole load of those, and then there's a sound muffler. Ooh, place down a sound suit and configure it to mute the sounds you don't want to hear anymore. I like the sound of that, mainly because noisy. Oh, hang on. Let me get rid of you and put you away for a second. And we shall pop that away. So I should have my various prospects in there, shouldn't I? Or have I got them? Dowsing rod. That was tier 1, that was tier 2. Don't know where the tier first one was, if I've still got it in there. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So that's doing that thing. What we need to do, however, is get this, get that. Yeah, not worried about that. We'll just place a little bit of that down there, and I need to go and grab a little bit more dirt. So yeah, we're going to need 2 of these, but the first one we're going to need is, you know, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We're just going to be creating. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I can't do that with that, can I? Like that. There we go. Bang. So, munch potato. That will keep me going. We need to get the standard cauldron going, and I kind of did that wrong, which is probably no surprise to anybody. But yeah, I frequently make errors. That's a polite way of saying it. Let me get rid of you all there. That should all be fine, and we should have all of those and yada yada, and we got some of that going on as well. Good. Let us go and get that thing going then. So the other 2 both require power, and my first thought was to take power from that wheel, but then I thought, well, why not just create a new wheel? It's, you know, it's probably just as cheap. Right, I'm going to keep this in fairly low key. I am very tempted to pop that out of there. That should give me, if I hit here, a problem, but what we can do is drop that in there. We can drop that in there. That really doesn't matter. Now, what I could also do while we're thinking about this, because I've got one there and one there, we should be able to take our little bag of tricks. Somewhere in there there's another trick. Thank you. And we should be able to take a little bit of that. Come back over here and go 1, 2, 3. Not quite that far, getting carried away. And just repeat. And there we go. Lovely. All nicely lit. That can will probably actually not be much of this. Right, we've got 9 of these this time. So they are going to go all the way down there, and then we're going to pop, oops, not quite. I'm going to pop those there. We're going to pop our our cauldron, I should say, goes there. And then, right, have I got, hang on, it should be in here. Yep, modern fire maker. Much nicer. So that's put away. I'm going to grab some of you, and we are going to cover this all over. And I think, yeah, I think we'll pop that in there, and maybe even, whilst I know this will show the flames, I actually don't mind that. That kind of works as I semi-intended, if you like. And that gives us a cauldron, which we can do various things. We can make congeal all this stuff in nether coal, which burn this time is 3200. Now what's normal coal? I think it's 16, isn't it? Yeah, so that basically doubles the nether coal. That's nether sludge, which we need to make unfired nether bricks, and that's the one we're after. And that's hellfire dust and potash. Potash we get by cooking wood in there, so I think that's what we're going to do in right now. Let me go and grab some wood. I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're going to work with this twilight oak wood because I haven't really got any major uses for it, so that will go in there, and that should make hopefully hang on. No, that won't, because we need to make a stoked cauldron. I'm getting myself out of order here. Right, so we need to make a stoked cauldron. To make a stoked cauldron, we need to have a cauldron which is running on basically power with bellows and hibatchis. Hibatchis are concentrated hellfire with some heating elements, which is made with blaze powder, twine and redstone in a cauldron. Okay, we could do that. Redstone, we can do 8 of those makes one of those, and we need 9 of those, so that's going to be entertaining. And the redstone might be entertaining as well, because we haven't got a lot of space underneath us, so we'll have to see. Let's go and have a look how we got on with this redstone dust, a bit of hellfire dust thing, because we need to do something with this stuff first. That's not what we wanted. It's this stuff, ground netherrack. So right, we need to work out what we're going to do with that. And I'll be honest, this is not a mod I've played a great deal with, but I know we need to stick it into a filtered hopper. Ideally we should be filtering it through soul sand into these urns. The urns are made in a stoked kiln. Oh man. Okay. So we're not going to be able to do that for a while until we've got the first lot of batches, are we? Oh, I don't know. This confuses the hell out of me, I'll say that much. So we need that to get that, and that is a filtered hopper. Filtered hopper uses 2 wooden gears, a pressure plate and some bits. A pressure plate. Don't think I've got any of those, have I? Pressure plate, 2 sidings and a corner. Don't think we can recombine these, can we? Oh, we can. Okay. Pressure plate. I think we can manage that one fairly easily. And I think it needs to be powered. I'm not 100% certain on that one. We could try it just here, just to try these out, but thank you. Oh, I didn't bring any soul sand with me, did I? Okay. Make uses for that to make that. Go with one of those. Give me that. Excellent. Wow. I made an advancement out of it as well. Get a bit of soul sand. Drop off this wood and we should be sweet, I think. Blocks. Bit of soul sand. Excellent. Right, I'm going to try this in the first instance as by taking you out of there temporarily. I'm going to place that there. We're going to whack some soul sand there. That presumably goes there, does it? Yep. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It seems to be alright as long as it's powered. Now I was under the impression that that would create, or could create a ghast. So we get 8 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As long as we're steady, we're fine. So I'm going to process this, be back with you in a moment. Well, now we know that works, I'm just going to temporarily put that over there. Should have really, I suppose it doesn't matter. We'll just do that as well. No, we won't. I know you can rotate these, but this is easy to do that. And maybe stick that there. And I mean, we could slab that off, but I think that will be fine. Right, so we got these. The process for that is we don't want a bag of hellfire. We want to make these concentrated hellfire, and that just goes in a normal cauldron. So let's see how this goes, and I'll be back in. Well, let's just go and check it out first. Make sure I've done my cauldron right, because see, this is not a mod that I am that familiar with. It appears to be working. It's pretty fast. That's alright, and we're using you to make hibatchis. As I say, I need 9 of those, and we also need these heating elements, which we need 9 of as well. So while that's cooking, let me get the stuff together for that, and do some more of this, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, well, I've got 32 of those. What we need then is 9 of these, which are the heating elements. It uses 9 of our blaze powder, which I hadn't actually planned for, but not a problem. We've still got a bit of blaze powder left, and we can potentially use that to our advantage anyway. So what we'll do is we'll get that bit done, and while we're at it, we'll just come over here and we shall go and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Leaves us 5 of those left over. We've got 3 of those, 9 of those, and then 1, 2, 3, whole bunch down here, and a whole bunch there. And if they've done, well, there's another 4, 2 more to go. Now we are going to need to do the same over here, but as I say, the problem is we may need to go beneath, well, we do need to go beneath these to provide a redstone signal. Because they require a redstone signal to operate. However, we're going to have 9 of those, and they will go in this position here. And then what we probably need is some means of getting a redstone signal down there. We also need a means of getting a bellows in, timing the bellows to switch on and off, and powering it, which I will probably stick another water wheel in, and there'll be 2 lots of that. Well, this is only one set of the that to go, basically. So yeah, let's go and have a look what we need to do down there. I think, have I got any? I haven't. You are not set up with the right equipment, but that would be relatively easy to change out. Pop you down there, pop that back in there. Let's go and grab a few blocks of redstone. I don't need that many blocks of redstone. I think off the top of my head, I think 3 will be enough, and we've certainly got more than enough to do 3. So that will give us that. Yeah, that will work. Let's get that packed down. And off you go. It's a good dog. Although, like I've said before, if your dog was doing that at home, you'd be telling it off. And probably having it wormed. One. Anyway, let me get this together. I'll be back with you in a sec. Alright, that didn't take that long. We're just going to put a line of redstone blocks in. Here, I think. And we'll go with that. That should do the trick. And if we get our hibachis and place 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, if I do that, that one interesting. Why are you not propagating the signal? Do you need the gap? Shouldn't need the gap. Right, first rule of hibachis, don't be stood on one when you... Yeah, that is strange. It's not a problem. There is a cheaper way of doing it, and that's what we'll probably end up doing now, seeing as this has decided that's the way I'm going to have to do it. Can I... Well, first things first, let's get these in place. We also need to make another cauldron, so we'll do that, and I'll get back to you in a sec. And peculiar, I've just put these 3 blocks down here, and when you turn the middle one on, all 3 light, which makes no sense, because if I put a redstone block there, it doesn't. Now if I do that, yeah, that is weird. I'm going to set myself on fire at this rate. Can I... No, I can't really get away with that one, but I can do that, which is good. I can also place that there and get that going like that, with a little bit of that action going there. Need some more slabs. That's easily done. 1, 2, 3 of those will be more than adequate. Now at the moment, obviously, you can tell that this isn't stoked, and the reason is, of course, is because there's no bellows going on it. So right now, this is just another furnace, just another crucible. The only difference is that's got charcoal underneath it. That is still not there because we need to get that happy blue flame going. To do that, we need some bellows. So that's our first trick. We need spring action bellows, I think it is. I think that's the difference. Is that? No, it's not. It's just bellows then. So we need some stuff. Leather belt, leather cordage with resin or slime or glue. Wet tanned, dried hide with ground resin, and so we just need wet and the side. Okay, I think we can manage all of that. I don't think there's anything there that's rocket science to make, so I'm going to get that done. Be back in a sec. Okay, here is the last bit. We're just getting the wet hide. Everything else is thrown together. That should give us the bellows. Now, if we place a bellows, we can rotate it, and we can... Is it a red? I can't remember the... is it a redstone signal you can do to give this a thing? A thing. How technical am I? Let's have a look. No. Needs... I think it's mechanical. If we let's just go and try something out. Get rid of you a sec. So with this thing, we'll work off mechanical power off of the thing. So if I go and borrow you for a second and pop that in there, but it doesn't go back up until we turn it off. And that is the challenge we have to get round. And Mr. Clown honky thing there. So we need to, if I remember rightly, we need to place this so it's at the back of that, fanning these flames. So it's basically down a level. So if we come in 1, 2, 3, down and down here, we should be all right to place that there. And if I go back a wee bit, it should be facing out towards that. And if we were to give that mechanical power, it would be working right now. Let me just make sure that we've not created anywhere spawnable. So what we need to do is we need to get power coming down here into this, but it needs to be turning off on a regular basis. On and off basically, and the way to do that is going to be with a clock, I think. Now if you've watched Rorax do this, Rorax did this the vanilla way, and there's nothing wrong with the vanilla way. The vanilla way is the way that the Better With Mods author almost certainly intended us to do things, but I'm playing modded Minecraft, and when I say modded, because obviously Better With Mods is modded, I mean modded with more than one mod in it. Are you struggling with those? I think you are. Yeah, have those then. Oh, all the copper's done. Excellent. What's next? Iron? I reckon iron, maybe iron or tin. I think we'll do the tin. And again, we need to time the tin just to make sure we get the right number of ticks. Tin. That's all the tin we own. Let me just pop a bit of that in there for now. Turn you off. It melts very quickly. Right. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I think we're going to be looking at certainly 40 ticks perhaps. That works. No, that's actually too fast. Yeah. 50 ticks. Let's try 60, that's about 3 seconds. And you know what? That seems to work. Let's just run the tin. And we'll take all the copper out and put that away somewhere. Like in here perhaps, and shunt all of that up. There's a bit of copper that can go in. Excellent. Right, getting distracted. We need to make another water wheel. We need to make some more things and gearboxes and all the good stuff. So let me just double check what's involved with a water wheel for starters. Water wheel. Not the immersive one, we want the Better With Mods one, which is a copper gear and wooden blades. Oh, we need glue will do. Glue and slabs. I think we can manage that fairly easily, probably even with ease if we're very lucky. Let's have a look what we like for glue. We've got some glue, that's probably enough glue. Probably more than I've got. Let me just check my slime situation. Yeah, no, we've got to be better for slime. Let's convert you back to those. I don't know why I did all of them. Can I convert half of these back to... well, okay, that'll do. I'm really not going to worry about which slimes we use. Slabs and slimes. So, and that is like that, I think, wasn't it? That made me one. I need 8 of those. Okay, let me get that put together. Back in a sec. Alright, and conveniently we had some copper gears from those spinny things. There's our water wheel. So we are going to need to then get some gearboxes. Yeah, not worried about those. What I am worried about is getting the gearbox, which is going to have bronze plates, wooden axles, some thin slabs and gears, and we want to basically make a whole bunch of those. Now we have got a whole load of that. Thin slabs of any wood we can do pretty easily. What shall we use though? Can we use those, I wonder? Let's find out. So yeah, we're going to throw some gearboxes together. We're going to hopefully be able to do I'm not worried about the fact that it's going into the hoppers, because we'll pick that up in a moment. Oops. Oh damn you. Yeah, anyway, back in a moment. Alright, we've got a slight change of plan here. I need to get some black quartz. Now, the current method I have of getting black quartz, obviously from the ores I have, is to grind it down to dust and smelt the dust, which is a 1-to-1 relationship. You know, you only get 1 dust per ore. Which to me is not perfect. So we're going to head over to the Astral Sorcery area, and I need to. There's a very small chance that, well, that's not very small. It's 85% chance, I believe, of doubling it. So not an insignificant chance of doubling the amount of ore we have. And while we're here, we are going to. How do I put it? We're going to sort out the requirement to do this every time we come over, because quite frankly it's a pain in the backside, and it makes much more sense to use Astral Sorcery in our favour. I brought an anvil over, we're going to need that. We've got things. Basically, we're talking celestial gateways. For anybody who's watched any of my episodes of this, you'll know that those are a thing we use a wee bit of. We're going to need 8 of those on 1 of those, so we're going to need to do some more of this. So this stuff here, we can stick it in a grinder and it will produce 1. We can use it with some basic cutting fluid in an alchemy table, which we are not there. So that's not going to be a thing. What was I doing? I've lost myself. We could put it in the millstone on a 1-to-1. The crusher will give us 2-to-1, but yeah, not there. However, there is, if we stick it through the grindstone in Astral Sorcery, there's an 85% chance of doubling the output. So 10 should become about 18 or 19 maybe. We are going to need to process up this stuff. That we can do. Let's have a look. We can actually smelt that to that as well, can't we? So that's handy. Not the ideal time of the day to be doing this, obviously, but such is life. Let me pop you in there and get that. Yeah, so straight away double our output. So worthwhile. I'm going to process this up, and then we'll, off this side, I think we're going to stick our celestial gateway for this one. I'll have to refresh my memory on the structures for that, but yeah, it's no biggie. So did I just put that back in? There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to process this, get some more of that, and well, be back in a bit. All right, I've got the makings of one. We'll get the others going, but so that's that. We also need a whole load more quartz for this, but I've made again the structure at this end. So that's the structure at this end done. I need some proper lighting on it, because obviously at the moment it's got that rubbishy rubbish torches. This is going to be renamed to I'll just call this Astral, and then that will go over there and will be placed on the old center point here. And then if you stand on there, we can see around, and obviously there are no places to teleport to. So, but that's that base done. Now we're going to need to make 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, one of those. 4 of these are going to be ground, so that's going to be a thing. I am running rapidly out of inventory space, so that's also a thing. Let me get myself together a little bit, and I shall be right back with you. Okay, pulled that one off just by the skin of my teeth. Literally just coming up to dawn. So I'm going to ultimately we are going to want to get a wand of illumination, but I'm going to, for now, just use this just to keep this in keeping here. It's not ideal wasting these things on this stuff, but you know, such is life, and such is one of the many things that we have to do. Now, the other thing we are going to need is we're going to need, let me get the exact figures. We need 25 sooty marble, 20 arch, and 4 plus 4. So, if I go 25 sooty marble, I don't know whether I've got enough marble here. I think we might actually be a bit shy, but it's alright as long as we've got 25 sooty marble. And we've got the coal. Now, apparently, you can make sooty marble without having to faff around. Let's just do that. That makes 28. Excellent. Well, that means we don't have to have quite so much. So we need 25 of those. We don't have quite so much wasted. 20 of the... Let me get this right. 20 of the arch. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the engraved, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of the runed. Excellent. Right, that's fine. And then we can come back over here and pop that in there. You can go back in there along with that. That should be everything we need. The only thing we need to do then is go and call this one home. And then we can go back down here and get our horse, head back, set up the other end, and we'll be able to zap backwards and forwards between this section and the other section. And ultimately, once we've done a little bit more work, we'll get one in the nether, probably closer to the nether fortress than our current selection. Come on, you, let's go. You'll be pleased to know that you are going to become largely redundant, horse. Your usefulness in this world is becoming less, and you'll be able to retire and put you out to pasture somewhere. Maybe I will actually put him out to pasture. Not as a euphemism for going to the knacker's yard, obviously, but actually, you know, getting to go out and stand in a field with grass and everything rather than stuck in a stable all the time. Anyway, I will see you when we get back to the other side. Oh, so my original thoughts were to actually place the teleporter in the base. I'm kind of inclined to place it outside of the base, actually. It's a 7x7, which means that it could very neatly just go here. Have a look. 1. let's get this in the old inventory and go 1, then 1, 2, 1, 2. So why not? It doesn't, it kind of makes sense for it to, well, it does in my mind anyway, for it to fit in this space that we've got. 2, 3, 4. And then you're just going across here like this. Why not? Yeah, it's kind of, I say, a central, to me anyway, it's a central feature of the base. You're coming in, you're teleporting in. I mean, the other place would have been to put it would have been in the valley there, but I don't think that fits. And I've still got to travel somewhat out of the base to go and use it then, which would be a bit of a pain. Let me just pop those on here, like a so. Then we'll get those in here, like a so. And finally, last but not least, that goes in there, and we can just go, if we stood on it anyway, and zoom over there, and similarly we can just zoom straight back, which is excellent, lovely. I am very, very happy with that. In fact, that is going to be my screenshot for the day of the thing. It's a little bit disconcerting when you travel through it, but we'll live. However, we have now got this, which means we can now cook that up into the stuff, not the black oil ingots, the quartz. So that will be a thing. Was that the only option? Hang on. So will that not go in? Just curious here. That should surely work in that. If it works on the stone kiln, surely it would work there as well. You know what? It's faster in the filling furnace anyway. I needed this for the drive shafts. But on that note, I think we are going to call that an episode for this one, because I think we're getting quite well. I'm well over 30 minutes, and we've achieved a fair bit today. We are getting to the point where we've got the water wheel. We do need to get some. We need use these to make these, but I'm going to need hemp rope, which is going to require hemp fibers. Hemp fibers is going to require me to put hemp, which I have got a goodly amount of, and there's a whole load more growing outside. So that will all need to be processed as well. Yeah, we are getting there steadily. We've got a little bit of hemp rope already, so I'll get that process between episodes, and next episode hopefully we can get this stoked furnace and stoked kiln done. I'm also going to be going back to the nether, but before we go back to the nether we do have some work to do on that. So, oh wow, that is the maximum we can put in. Okay. Yeah, but on that note, thanks for watching guys. See you soon. Bye for now.